yeah, I mean, I'm not like, I don't care what like he does, but I mean, my only stipulation was I didn't even know, I didn't do my research. So I mean, he said he had a medical card. That's what it was. He said he had a medical card, but I mean, I was just like, I can't like, crack a smile on his ass because he was with like this dude, who like drives, like I don't know, like I just don't know what the deal was because I mean, I can't like, I talked to a so-called, well, person who was a monk for 2 months or 5 months at the monastery like down the road in Sterling, the Watzen, you know.
Yeah.
But the guy, I mean, it's like a Osho monastery, like in L.A. I mean, I could go there, if I wanted to, if it still stays, if they don't lose it or whatever. But I mean, this guy said he was just driving around, like he was like, I was a monk for. Man, he really say that he was a monk. He was just like go homeless. So I don't know if like RJ had a car like that whole time. Because I don't like trust people who like take steroids. And I mean, this guy, like, just the way. And then now people like today's topic on Drain Rider's channel, like basically the guy who invented veganism, or is the most talked about vegan in the world. Like like they were saying in his blog today that Bruce Lee took like the greatest martial artist, like the Muhammad Ali of martial artists, took steroids, and that's why. And I didn't even have that, but I mean, it's just like a gut feeling that this guy was like extremely like fucked in the head. I mean, he took an ayahuasca trip with, like on like a reservation with, the Indians and everything. Like he's just like the most like out of this world person, like a good way, that I've ever met before. It was just like hearing this, like, but then I'd be so stoned, like listening to him, I wouldn't even get anything. I'm like playing, like pool on like hash and weed. Like hash is like you get like a torch. It's called wax. It's like if you boiled, how would you do it? Like, so you have like marijuana and wax is basically like you hit the bong, right? But then you light it like right there, like people light their pipe, and then you scrape up like basically all the black stuff, the residue, and it's called resin, and then you scrape off like all the resin, and then you basically like make a ball of that. So like a gram, like that much resin would be like maybe like 10 grams or something. And then you take a piece of it, and then you like get your bowl or your pipe, and then you put like dry marijuana leaves, and then you put the resin on top of it. So it's just like it's called like it's like potent marijuana. So I mean, it literally, like, I did it with this girl that I met at in Baltimore at
Oh yeah.
what do you call it?
At the
What's
hotel.
that place? At the hotel. Just because I like fell in love with her, and then I expected nothing, and like the drug dealer shows up, and then like we were watching a Dave Chappelle movie called Half Baked, and like I couldn't move a muscle. I was just sitting on this bed, and I couldn't move a muscle.
After you smoked it.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same thing. Like when I was cut, it felt like. But I mean, when I was like on the beach, like even earlier than that. Pardon me. Was that in 2000? See, now I can't even get my facts straight. Like when I smoked the DC whatever, like they call it DC bud, like in Virginia Beach on July 4th, when I was like, after I just took an acid, like just like basically like overdosed on acid, like I like just fell to, like I just like was sitting Indian pretzel style, and then I just like fell over, and then like I couldn't get like any words out, until.
This is before you got.
No, I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't get any words out. I mean, the first things I started saying, like the first things I started like talking about, were how like everything was so messed up on YouTube, like in my head. But I was just like laughing about it. Like we were supposed to walk to a hookah bar in the morning, but the hookah bar was closed. So then we're trying to get beer in the 7-Eleven. This is in Virginia Beach.
This is with these girls that you drove.
Yeah, and then I mean, I'm just making a point. Like it's just like. That stuff you should be in a hospital being observed, or like in a room like with like coloring crayons and like, you know, like a hammock and just like maybe like a movie theater or something, like when you're taking this shit, because it's crazy. Like, I mean, I literally like I was sitting pretzel style in the middle of the 7-Eleven, and there was so many Mexicans just like it, like, okay, this is like the middle of the 7-Eleven, and you walk through, here's where you pay for everything. Like, and you walk here, and here's like all the like refrigerated stuff, and like the beer, like, and then there was like, but there was like the food would be here, and there was like, you know, stacks and stacks of Bud Light, 24 pack cases or whatever, but people were only getting the beer, so they were just coming around and they were waiting in line to grab the beer, so they were just emptying out the beer fridge, and I was so like, I got so crazy, I just sat in pretzel style, and like the one girl, and then that's when like my girlfriend's friend started saying like what do you do, like she started like getting mad at me because she didn't smoke, or no, she smoked weed, but she didn't take the acid. I was the only person who was like, the people I got the acid from just like finished their acid trip overnight, so nothing happened to them. Like they were like skinny dipping and stuff, you know, at like 3 o'clock at 3:30 in the morning, and then I take my tabs at like I took my like
During the day.
yeah, but I mean, like that was the point where I realized like, okay, I'm over 21, like I got my date of birth, you know, in my pockets, like, so the guy can scan it if he has to on my ID card. This is just so stupid. I'm gonna walk away. Then it just gets crazier and crazier. Like what? Like she's like my girlfriend's friend is like, I can't even remember her name. Like Nebula. Like I would always like frick up her name, but like, yeah, Nebula was like wearing her sunglasses, like teal shirt, like saying like talking to me, and like it was just so weird. Like it was like people, like there was like, you know, stuff going on, like people were working that day, so like people are like trying to get paid, you know, like the parking lot services and all that stuff were going on, but like people like start like looking at us because like it's like becoming that big of a scene. Like they don't know, like, I mean, somebody's got to know that I'm like really like fucked up, because like I'm not being disrespectful or anything, like at all. I'm just like removing myself from the situation, and then I hear her she keeps screaming at me. So I'm walking east towards the beach, and I get through like the parking lots and the hotels and stuff, and I like as soon as I like get to the boardwalk, she's still screaming at me, and then like when I got to like the part where all the people were, I was just like this. You know, I just couldn't hit, like the Spanish was just like literally like devouring me. You know, I couldn't do anything. Like I wanted to like see, like I just wanted to be beautiful, like, you know, when like before I got out of the tent. And then like basically I'm just like I hear somebody like talking right away. You know, like somebody like this, like Nebula's screaming at me like my name, and then I just hear, you know, this, I hear the Spanish, and I'm just like, you know, the idea to jump into the ocean was implanted in my mind from the drug dealer's girlfriend. I forget her name, but she was like 18, and you know, the drug dealer was like 26 or something, had like tattoos on his face. You know what I mean? The guy who was dating this 18-year-old who had to escort me to my car to give me the stuff. And then we were trying to get into my car for like 30 minutes in the parking lot next to McDonald's. And I got to walk to 7-Eleven now, and then in between walking to the 7-Eleven to get like the beer or whatever, because I was supposed to get my ID, and then I forgot I was supposed to get my ID. And then like I forgot where I was at. And then like Azza, like my girlfriend, like basically like...
I thought you were in government.
No, like nobody had touched me. Like we were like, because you know how like when you do, like, you know how when you like drink and everything, you're not like doing anything, you're not like, and then you like might like hug and kiss at the end or something. You take one sip of water and that changes like everything. Well, like, Ozza had to hold my hand all the way to the 7-Eleven. Like Ozza, like when I got out of my car before we went to the 7-Eleven, like she said like she was basically like Nebula, like back down, like fall back. But like when she put her arm around me, like it's because you don't touch anybody and you're wearing like rubber soles, walking across like hot tar and sand and everything, but you don't recognize, you don't feel anybody, so you don't like know, you can't really like think. You're just being. So, but she put her hand, when she gave me like a hug, maybe all this pressure just came into my head, and like it was just like, it was honest to God like Alice in Wonderland, just like falling, like it was just like all like, it was like that, like you're frozen in time, like somebody, like literally like God just like slowed down the entire video of the world, like to the point where it was like going like this, but everything else, everything around you is still going on, like somebody like maybe everybody around me was like living my life or something at that moment. Like that's the type of like stuff that goes, like that's the stupid bullshit psychedelia, like the psychedelphy, or the, what would you call it, like the psychedelic philosophy, the psychedelphy. So like she did that, and then like when we were walking to 7-Eleven, she had to hold my hand, and then I was like, so she was like holding my hand like this, and then I was like, no, I can't walk anymore. And she's like 20 or something. She's older than Nebula, and Nebula is just a crack, like a chicken head or hood rat, or like, I mean, like a Whitney Houston, like right now to me. Like it's awesome, but like no, like it's just not even fathomable anymore. So I like sit down like underneath this tree, at like the intersection. It's 4th of July, like 10 o'clock in the morning, Virginia Beach, and no, like it's not like cool. And I'm just like the CIA, the FBI are after me, like like just not making any damn sense. But we still go to the 7-Eleven anyway, And then I don't see Ozza, like I don't like. We walked to the 7-Eleven, and then we split up when we got to the 7-Eleven, and then, like, because I like, she, like, Ozza was the only person making me feel alright. And then I never saw Ozza, who does worship Allah, but I never saw her until, like, I had my top over my legs, and there was, like, 7 cops around me, and they just gave me a pinprick. So they gave me a pinprick, alright? I don't know if they gave me AIDS or something. They took my blood. Why the hell would they take my fucking blood?
Drugs.
Yeah, but they had my identification.
Drugs. See if they can get you arrested for intoxication.
Because I did hold up 7 police officers from finding a lost 3-year-old, because like lo and behold, my saviors, the Norfolk or the Virginia Beach police force, like arrive when I have my pants over my legs, you know what I mean? That's it, nothing else, like nobody came up to me, I'm just walking with my pants over my legs, like are you, like, I'm just like, I'm listening, but like, like, no, I don't, I got completely bare ass naked. I don't even think I had anything on my head, and my contacts in. I remember taking my contacts in, like, in the, like, when I got my handcuffs off and everything. But, like, that was why, like, when I went to the judge said,